Hi, I'm Max Brantley with the Arkansas Times on Friday, June the 10th. News today includes comments about the Interstate 30 widening plan through Little Rock. Today was the deadline for comments from people pro and con on the Highway Department's plan to expand the freeway to as many as 12 lanes wide to ease congestion into the middle of this century. Well, the news is not good from the Highway Department's point of view, it seems to me. There's now been an independent consultant for a private citizens group, a consultant hired by the city, the Metroplan staff, an independent engineer who has experience in federal work, who say the Highway Department plan is full of statistical problems, and they jimmied with the findings in several significant ways so as to back their own desire to widen the highway. They're looking at a congestion level based on 25 years from now that most people really don't believe will be achieved. They're overlooking the fact that they're going to create other pressure points elsewhere. They're going to cost a lot of money to fix. The question is whether the establishment, that is the Highway Department, the political establishment, and the Little Rock Chamber of Commerce, can be beaten by community forces. The good news is that there's a strong possibility of lawsuits to slow this problem down, and it's a long way from here to laying concrete, so there's more to come on that. The Arkansas Scholarship Lottery announced today that with 3 weeks left in the fiscal year, they're $10 million ahead in net proceeds for scholarships, which is good news. Will help out college students some, but it's worth pointing out they're still about $10 million behind where they were 5 years ago. The lottery, on balance overall, is about static and not producing what they said it would produce when it was first introduced to voters back in 2010. The Arkansas Republican Party announced today that they're going to have a homecoming for African Americans on June 25th, the Juneteenth celebration of a sort, at the Mosaic Templars Cultural Museum. They're going to thank and honor the very good things that the Republican Party did for African Americans. Yes, they did. It was 150 years ago, back when the party of Lincoln were doing good things for black people in America. I think there's a good question to be asked at this event about what Republicans have done for black people today, like Donald Trump. However, the event is invitation only, so people with unkind questions are not likely to get in the front door. There was another playground fire today in Little Rock. It was at the Carver Elementary Magnet School on the east side. Don't yet know how this happened. This is the third Little Rock School District playground fire within the last year, and there was a fourth fire a year earlier at Burns Park. There were arrests in two of those earlier fires, so I'm not ready to say this is a serial playground burner. Connor Eldridge, the Democratic candidate for Senate, keeps trying to get a little publicity. He rolled out a surefire attention getter this morning, a 1953 cherry red Dodge truck. He's going to drive it all over Arkansas and challenge Republican John Bozeman to debate him. I don't think John Bozeman's going to join him on the back of that truck for a debate, but it might be interesting if he did. I urge you to go take a look at the Arkansas blog, arkansasblog.com. I posted a 15-minute speech on there last night from Elizabeth Warren, the senator from Massachusetts, and she took the hide off Donald Trump, an incredible piece of work about some of the terrible things Trump has done. But it's significant for more than her criticism of Trump, because she says the U.S. Senate Republicans are responsible for enabling Trump. They've been trashing federal judges for years and blocking their confirmation and blocking all other sorts of nominations. They have no respect for the rule of law, and to criticize Donald Trump ought to be also criticism of them. Senator Tom Cotton of Arkansas, for example, is totally silent still so far on what Donald Trump has said, and John Bozeman hadn't said very much himself. Watch Elizabeth Warren's words. That might have been a speech for somebody that would like to be on the presidential ticket this year, and she certainly showed her bona fides last night. The state medical board yesterday voted 9-3 to suspend the license of Robert Rook, a longtime family practice physician in Conway. He's been charged with 2 rapes, and a third woman has come forward and made other allegations against him. I don't think it's unusual for suspensions in cases of doctors facing charges that could involve patient care. His lawyer said this was just merely a he said, she said matter. And I was happy to see that a member of the medical board said, well, it's not a matter of he said, she said, but he said, 3 said. And that does make some difference. He claims that the women who claim he made sexual advances on them were just trying to get drugs. Sort of an ugly case and more to come. I'll close by saying this is the year of the beast. I turned 66 today, and take that for what you will. I hope I'll be back Monday. Perhaps I will. No big celebrations are planned. I'm Max Brantley. See you Monday.